Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Speed Gaming and welcome to the latest installment of the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 6. My name is Phantom Ryu here with Wolf Link. Wolf, what do we got in store for everybody today?
We have, of course, Week 5 here at Champions Ganon, and this is Game 2 between the Bomb Squad and Terranigma. Is a great game here in the... forgot the division for a second. Lost Woods Division. So, both teams are currently 4-5 going into this second game here. So, this will be their last Ganon hunt of this, and you're probably wondering what this vote is about. As you can see from our tracker right away, we have starting with the starting sword. And we're going to have to go through this game here. So, Champions Ganon Hunt has Big Key Shuffle. So, all the big keys are shuffled, so we may not be able to fight the bosses right away. In addition, the Ganon Tower Big Key is just gone. We're not climbing the tower. And we only need 5 crystals to enter. That sounds really weird. And that's because there's the Ganon Hunt side of this. This is a Triforce Hunt seed. The catch, instead of going to winning the seed instantly, we have to go fight Ganon. And the 3 Triforce pieces are in fixed positions. Pedestal, the left chest of Pyramid Fairy, and somewhere in the GT basement, replacing the Ganon Tower Big Key. So, 3 different paths, only 2 of which need to be traversed, and there could only be 1 winner in this race. So this is going to be...
Only one.
So there's going to be a lot of lateral thinking here and a lot of routing. This is definitely a routing challenge for our 2 racers here tonight. And of course, we have Killer App representing the Bomb Squad, and we have Presidador representing Terranigma. Is a great game.
And we're off. Perfect timing from the commentators. We totally planned that. There is a booger there in Link's house and just a piece of heart and sanctuary to start things off.
All right. And yeah, you can see that it is a Triforce in there. Map check here. 2 pendants in the Light World. Green pendant in Tower Hera. And the other pendant is Eastern Palace, Crystal and Desert. So our 5-6 are in Dark World dungeons.
And that, as you mentioned, important to the routing here, because what do you have access to? Because remember, our big keys are shuffled. So what do you have access to? How do you get to those 5-6 crystals? Because that's where one of those Triforce pieces is hiding. We do see the Ether Medallion there in Bonk Rocks, as well as some blue mail. So now it is the... can we call them the brand names of the sprites on the sprite? Because it starts out as Sprite.
I don't know. All right, we're getting a check for the crab here, as well as the check for this is an Aghanim seed or not, at least for the lumberjack check. And that looks red. I'm not sure if that was the red rupee or the cane.
I'm sorry, I do not have confirmation, so the catchphrase is not coming out just yet.
All right, that is your catchphrase. I forgot about that one. It's been so long since you've been on commentary, actually.
Yeah, you spend 2 years in a foreign country with not so great internet, and you forget some things. That's right. That might be Kane, says the chat. It might be.
Maybe Killer App will check it a little bit more thoroughly later, as we get 300 rupees there.
Yeah. And I'm sure, everyone loves starting out with boots and a sword here. Boots probably more than the sword, because you got to go fast.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. Alright, so where are we going to be going here? Looks like it's going to be a Kakariko here. Guaranteed bombs here. And he's doing from the top, so the bomb spawns right on top of him. Only going to get the 1 here is Recidador. Meanwhile, Zelda Cell being checked here by Killer App. Now, this big key cannot be shuffled, so we're going to be grabbing that one. Oh, the green guard getting in the way.
Yep, I was about to say, Killer App, just go for the pots, man. Just go for the pots. But no, this is Killer App. He's got to go fast.
And some bombs there for Recidador, meanwhile. Unfortunately, just the map of this dungeon in Zelda Cell, so...
And Recidador also got the hammer there in Blind Sut, so definitely a plus there.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So in the night, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, looks like Killer App is going to be retreading over pretty much everything that that his opponent did here. Meanwhile, Restado is going to be going through all of Kakariko Village.
Yeah, so because of how dynamic this routing is here, there is somewhat of an ideal scenario, and in most cases that will involve getting the 5-6 crystals. We get the bow and the glove here in the well. Good finds.
Yeah, absolutely good finds. With the now we just need a Moon Pearl and we got Dark World access.
Maybe the Melchon has it? Nope.
Killer App notably did not bother to check the tree, so the mystery of what that red item was will persist for quite some time.
Interesting. That chest, I believe, normally does have 10 arrows in it, so...
Obligatory, is this even randomized?
Alright, what do we got in... Oh! We got a return on our earlier investment is what we got. Alright, fair enough.
Obviously, always good to have that money in the beginning of the game in case you need to do that Zora check.
Yeah, Killer coming from the south here. Only 10 arrows in the library. We're going to see the race game pretty much at the same time. And it's just 3 bombs. I don't think Killer is going to go for that.
No, not when he can go into Bomb Hut and load up on bombs. All right,
of course, one of the... Keep doing that.
It's all right. Don't worry. I will let you talk. It's all good.
Yeah, someone is putting out here in chat. We do have some Donkey Kong Country music. That's one of our more recent approvals, that we are allowed to have some MSU packs put in place. So we got replacement music. And I believe it is, I want to say, Killer App with the DKC music here.
That would be Killer App. As Recitador finds the flute in the back of Escape, so now he can jump around the map a whole lot quicker, so I'm sure we're going to see an activation here.
Yeah, probably going to stick to South Shore right now, because there's only like 2 checks you can do on the mountain.
Yeah, so lots of good stuff here early in the seed, but you know, as you pointed out, we still have a lot of things that we can't do. Although with that bow, we could go Eastern Palace, but as we already noted, it is a pendant and it is not the green pendant, so don't know if we want to go in there just yet.
Yeah, that said, one of our potential routes to victory is to go to claim the item on the pedestal, so if we can get that big key, we may see an early dive into Eastern Palace. And with the big key shovel, there is going to be an extra item available in each dungeon.
Yeah, these are the type of decisions that that you have to make while you're playing one of these seeds. And again, there's a reason why I'm sitting here doing commentary and not running the race.
Yeah, there's a lot of keeping track of in this one. There's a lot of, you have to think, you have to always keep in mind your 3 potential outs. You only need to do 2 of them, but which of them are going to be the fastest is always the question with Ganon Hunt here.
Absolutely. I assume, and I ask out of ignorance, but might help the chat as well. You still need 7, or is it 5 crystals to open Ganon's Tower?
It is 5 crystals in this mode. So
okay.
Ideally, if you want to go to the GT, you want to make sure you get the 5-6 crystals, so you also get Pyramid Fairy as well. And we get a bottle here at the dam.
Leaving the sick kid all alone there in Kakariko Village, unknown at the moment.
We had some people in chat doing a VOD dive here, and it looks like it was a red rupee, according to them, but we'll see a little bit later if that is the case or not, depending on how they route the seed.
You know, our killer app going to be hitting up South Shore here. 5 items here in Mini Moldorm Cave. See if there's any excitement generated today.
Alright, Mini Moldorm Cave here.
Oh!
Getting bumped.
Control Dorms living up to their names. No help. Not really any help. There's the Moon Pearl. We have Dark World access.
And we also have Sora money, and we're right next to the Fake Flipper spot. So this is a good spot to actually do some extra work here. I don't think he's going to go to Dark World just yet.
No, I don't think so either. I think you're right. Go ahead. Since you have the boots, go ahead and check Ice Rod Cave, set up your water walk, and check all of those other items you were mentioning. Now, Restador over here is doing Dark Cross.
Only some bombs in Ice Rod Cave. And yep, there we go, setting up the water walk.
Pay attention here, and is just bombs and Dark Cross. So we found a lot of blueberries here in the beginning of this race.
And there's a big key on Floating Island. So that could be one of the dungeon keys we need to get there, or it could be the Swamp Palace or Skullwood big key, which don't actually have a big key door in their dungeon. They just lock one item. And there's a Master Sword. That's not in logic right now. Oh!
Not the bees! Not the bees!
Well, maybe it's a gold bee we can give it to the merchant.
Desert Ledge, or not Desert Ledge, Zora Ledge, just a big 20. And ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to the purveyor extraordinaire of life lessons, King Zora himself. Today's life lesson is...
You don't get much more or worthless than that, I'd say.
Oh my gosh.
That is the most expensive vampire skewer I've ever seen.
Indeed. Wow. All right, Agonist Cave here, and inside, it's more vampire skewers. Oh, man. So Recitador does not have Dark World access yet. Probably going to South Shore, if I had my guess. Yes, there we go.
Yeah. He hasn't done Mini Moldorm Cave or Ice Rod Cave yet.
So Killer App is going to go and be terribly disappointed in Dark Cross.
Yeah, this just looks like it's just go to Dark World.
Yeah.
Good game knowledge here by Recitador. These enemies can't be frozen. They just die instantly to ether and does a quick animation compared to the other medallions.
So I think you're right. I think the next step is almost certainly Dark World here. Eastern might be more appealing if it were a green pendant, but it's all about crystals today. Unless you really want to stake your seed on a pedestal pole.
There could be an argument made to check the Eastern Palace. There is going to be, at minimum, a guaranteed 3 items to find.
Absolutely.
Plus the 3 items you get from Saha's list closet. Mountains only got 2 checks in the Old Man and Spectacle Rock. But the Dark World has so much more. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't go there. Cinder is going to at least do the water walk here to do some more information here. Oh, and this is going to be different. Okay, so Cinder is going to be a little bit more thorough here as we get bombos from the sick kid here on Killer App side. So he's going to do a water walk to get back out. Oh, that guard almost spotted him.
Almost. All right, well, Killer App is going to go do Eastern Palace and Sazra's Closet, it looks like. More blueberries from the hobo.
Yep, and there's the lineup there, just setting up with the pillar, and there we go, swimming away.
Right in the closet, we got a big 20, more arrows and a heart. Oh, gosh.
I mean, extra health is always nice. Those Dark Enemies don't mess around.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, just checking South Hospital and just moving on. That makes a lot of sense, honestly. You're going to save Easter for when you actually have the big key. Yeah. And Sahasala is a check you have available to you from the beginning of the game with the settings. So there could have been a lot of early progression potentially in Sahasala's Closet. So early series are done. He's going to move on to Dark World. Oh, and even getting a little full magic on the way out.
Nicely done. All right, sure we're going to get a check here. We got Pendant at Turtle Rock, and our 5-6 are Skull Woods and Misery Mire.
All right, so we need to find the Fire Rod and the King of Samaria if we're going to get our 5-6 crystals. Oh, that's just unlucky, getting the guard trap.
Yeah. So Killer, I'm going to go through Skull Woods here. No Fire Rod, so no way to kill the moth, but lots of checks to do here. And just so many times there's such value in Skull Woods.
Well, there could be something here. Like I said, there's an extra item in each dungeon, so... There's at least a guaranteed one item here that Killer App can find.
Right.
And he's going to get the key here to make sure that he doesn't get soft-locked.
Meanwhile, we have Johnny Two Bombs over here with a big key, our first big key, and it is the Thieves Town big key.
Good one to find. Makes the Village of Outcast play a little bit more likely. Getting mostly health and money, though, and unfortunately a shield. I mean, a small shield's fine. It can protect you from if you're doing Fake Flipper. That sniper guard has actually got me before. So I will always value the small shield in times like that.
I think we've all gotten got by the sniper guard.
And there we go, a lantern.
Not necessary for either of our runners. I don't think either one of them needs the light, but it does give you, sometimes can give you some good insight as to the logic.
Well, there is also the fact that it's our first fire source as well, which once we get the big keys for, that lets us do desert and potentially Hera as well.
You know, we got Dig Game, and it looks like it's going to be a long one today, folks. Oh my gosh. Dig Game, please. There it is. Finally.
28 digs for that. And we saw a bumper cave ledge check, and I believe that was the red mail there. I only saw it out of the corner of my eye, so I'm not 100% certain.
And More bombs in C Hut. More bombs. You get bombs, and you get bombs. Everybody gets bombs.
Now, we should point out that Aghanim is currently not in Lodgy. Even though we have the Master Sword, that one requires us to have the flippers first, which have not shown up yet. And even then, at this stage, Aghanim would only be required for something on Lumberjack, which we currently are fairly certain it's a red rupee, but it could be either cane. We're not 100% certain here. Someone did a bot dive before it, though.
So Killer App taking the risk here going into Thieves Town. He may only be doing first. Well, we know he's only going to be doing first 4 because we don't have the big key, or he doesn't have the big key yet. But these are 4 pretty quick checks. Don't blame him for doing it.
Yeah, and worst case scenario is that he just doesn't do this dungeon as one of his target dungeons. But at the same time, we know the big key's available, and because this is a 5 out of 7 GT, there is a realistic possibility that 2 of our crystal dungeons can just have their required progression be locked inside GT. Which,
oh, there's the Eastern Palace big key in Thieves Town.
that is indeed a good find.
Killer App taking a death warp. Let's see where he goes from here.
Probably going to leave the dungeon, yeah. He definitely wants to stay in the area, so I'm probably checking brewery next, yeah.
Oh, mitts!
Alright. Alright. Probably, yeah, gonna go straight to hammer pegs. I don't blame him.
Nope, don't either. But man, early mitts, just sometimes that just frustrates you so much because now it's like almost everything is open to me now that I have early mitts.
Yeah, it even opens up Ice Palace as a potential clear. Although we don't have the Cane of Samari to do the really fast traps. And we also don't have the Ice Palace Big Key, but with those early strats, you don't really need it.
Right. And Killer App, please don't fall asleep during dig game because it's going to take so long. So early on here, we you know, sometimes you play a seed that's like screaming at you to go a particular way. This is not one of those seeds.
Alright, second look at Bumper Cave Ledge here. Let me see you get a better look at it. Yep, it was in fact the red mail. I did see that correctly. And we're taking the Spiff on a little bit of a tour.
Yep, Froggo World Tour here. Hey, Killer App's going to be a little bit frustrated when he finds that big key in Hype Cave.
Yeah, probably a little bit frustrated, but not the end of the world. Well, small heart and a big heart from Recidador. That's not too uncommon. But yeah, here is going to be the somewhat rude awakening regarding the big key to Thieves Town.
Now let's see how far Recitator goes in this dungeon here. Probably going to go ahead and complete it, if I had my guess.
Yeah, I see no reason not to. You have the big key. The only thing you don't have is the small key, which, if you're lucky, the dungeon item is just in the big chest. So. Oh, but the small key is gonna be in here because it's only the big keys that are shoveled. Never mind. He can hold there. I'm getting my boats crossed again.
Yes, this is not key sanity, it's only big key sanity. Just a shield on pyramid ledge. Looks like we're gonna get a catfish check out of Killer App here.
And someone has mentioned this isn't a cross mode either. Well, good news for you, because next week, I believe, is our cross keys mode, so look forward to that.
And the bottom feeding fish has a flaming hot Cheeto for us today, so tempered sword there for Killer App. Never gonna complain about that.
And unfortunately, the enemy's not playing nice here for Recidador, getting body blocked from doing the, I forget the name of it.
Hellway.
Yeah, the Hellway Dash. That's what it was. Sorry,
No
just slipped my mind there.
pixel today. Yeah.
Well, I think it got it, but the enemy just decided to get in his way. Alright, first check that we see after Killer had a bail, and that is the power container.
Oh, looks like Killer App maybe checking checking Lumberjack here, so maybe we'll get a better idea of what that item is.
Maybe, now that his sword's unlaunching, it makes some sense. Oh, but he can't
no,
because
but
of
he can't. Oh.
Oh wow, he's got to turn it back into a frog.
Killer
World
App
tour continues.
Yeah, talk about a world tour. Powder for Killer App over a Meyer shed.
Yep, and it looks like the Smoky's locking itself here in Thieves Town. So this is logically Hammerlock, but not that it matters.
Just a big 20 there as Vistator doesn't quite get the scripted blind fight, but it's alright.
Yeah. That wasn't even 20 rupees, though, because you had to pay 10 to get it, so it's even worse. And blind with his map again. You know, Magic Back has the last medallion in Quake! Alright, so medallions don't matter now for Killer App. If he has to go to Meyer or Turtle Rock, he has the keys for it. Well, I say keys, and I meant medallions. Details. I know there's big keys involved.
Restator also heading over here to Hammer Pegs. See where Killer App is going today. Looked very indecisive there for a second.
The chicken got in his way from the hammer dash. Alright, Killer F having the double dip.
And with runners at this level, little things like that could be the difference in the race. But there's still a whole lot more rando left to play here.
Gotta say, this OC is definitely something that's really good to hear. There's some pretty excellent choices for the music. And Reciditor will not have the Quake medallion just yet from Magic Bat, but that's fine.
As far as we know, yeah. Yeah, but both of our runners kind of treading back over territory that we've seen again. Gonna need some kind of breakthrough here soon, and that Eastern Palace might be calling one of our runners' names here.
Yeah, it's fully clearable in logic. And it looks like Killer F's gonna pull the trigger on it. Or, sorry, not Killer F, Reciditor. I'm sorry, I'm getting my runners mixed up.
That looks like it's exactly what Reciditor is doing. All right, here we go. As you mentioned, full clearable Eastern Palace. Let us see what the logic has in store for us today.
Yeah, no reason not to finish this dungeon because it puts you one step closer to one of your 3 goals. There's the flippers that puts the 3rd sword in logic. Ooh. Looking good so far for Killer App, meanwhile.
Yep, on script with the blind fight so far.
Got a little away from him, but ended the fight right in center stage. Well done.
A little bit of a commentator's curse there, but... Got to imagine that Killer App's going to make the same choice as his opponent here. I don't know where else you would go after this.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of options. I guess the mountain, because both checks in there in logic. Purple chest is also an option. That looks like what Killer F's gonna do now. Blue Boomerang, meanwhile, for Reciditor. Not really worth, but can still help. We haven't seen our stun price yet. It could be something good.
And Big Heart. Okay. Always good to have more life, but does not help us at all in the rounding. And yeah, the Killer App's going to go up the mountain.
So it seems Killer App is dead set on not doing pendant dungeons. Could be worthwhile, could be bad, but we'll see.
I mean, as you mentioned before, I mean, this is kind of a routing challenge here. And the thing about routing is a lot of the time you're not 100% certain that you're making the right choice.
Yeah, and it's even less certain here with this mode because you have to keep in mind all 3 paths at your disposal. Let's see what's up here on Spectacle Rock.
Killer App not getting his spin speed there.
Oh, it was a good bee.
Huh. The goodest of bees. more bombs on Spec Rock, and in the cave we've got Piece of Fart.
Yeah, I don't think Killer has a choice now. It has to be Eastern Palace.
Well, he does have blue goo, so Killer App does have enough to do Spike Cave here.
Bold. I like it. We'll see if it pays out. There's a big key on Eastern Palace, and it's the big key to Meyer. Oh!
Just a bee in a bottle at Spike Cave.
You can't escape the bees. But that big key to Meyer does give us access to one of our 5-6, although we do not hit the Cane of Samaria. Still, there is 3 items in that dungeon. I would not be surprised if that's where we need to go next.
Same. And as chat rightfully points out, that makes the blue pendant required. Likely.
Yeah, that is likely required.
And it looks like that is exactly where Killer App is heading. But yet again, he's dipping into a dungeon without the big key.
Yeah, in this mode, the 5-6 crystals are possibly the most valuable crystals to go for in this because they not only fulfill their own goal, they also fulfill the goal of 5 crystals to enter Ganon's tower. So having a big key there, that's one of the 2 big ones to have. So all we need is the fire rod, and one of our goals is just met. Well, also the Cane of Samaria. I almost forgot about that. And it's straight to pod for Recidador.
This is now twice Killer App has dipped a dungeon for which he doesn't have the big key, and we've seen the big key on his opponent's screen.
First item, there was only a heart piece, I believe. Oh, but there's a big key, and that's the Ice Palace.
Oh, wow.
So, logically speaking, that is required. Potentially. But there are 2 optional crystal dungeons. The question is our pendant dungeons not required, or is it our crystals that are not required? I'm going to say, go on a limb here and say it's probably not our pendants that are going to be the goal here. I think it's going to be the 5 crystals.
Well, if you want your 5-6 crystals, you have to do a pendant dungeon, though.
Yeah, and as a result, that would have to be... Yeah, that would mean Eastern Palace was at least mandatory no matter what. Mirror in
Mirror.
Fire!
That is an excellent find.
Alright, straight to Checkerboard Cave. That might be what gives Killer App an advantage here.
Just a bundle of sticks in Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah, losing behind, but little does he know, I believe Agina has some more. And there's our final sword!
Oh, wow. We have all the swords.
Yeah. They each have a different 3rd sword, though. So
Right.
Killer App hasn't been into Pod, and Crusader has not been to Catfish.
Problem is, Killer App finding that mirror there in Meyer means I believe it's much less likely he's going to hit up Eastern Palace anytime soon.
Yeah, that might be a
wait.
problem.
Oh, he's going back to Dark World. Okay.
Yeah, this is probably a bumper cape ledge check.
Yeah.
Because it's isolated right now, otherwise. Huh?
Killer app? What? What you doing, man?
Oh, is this?
Oh, he's setting up a water walk.
Okay. I try to think of why he's doing that. Half magic and harmless outway, meanwhile. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Someone just mentioned the big key in Lake Hialeah Isle. I think he's going for that.
I think you're right.
Has to be careful with these zeros here.
And Pod had the Skullwoods big key as well.
Oh my goodness. All right.
This is the big key to Hera.
All right. So that's our green pendant. That's a fair amount of value there.
Yeah, lots of checks now up on the mountain, and wonder if Killer App will complete Hera. And if he does, are you going to go right to Eastern? Who knows?
Well, Hera fully completable. I don't see a reason why to not get this green pendant, because there's another item check on top of that. And then I'll put him towards Eastern Palace. On top of that, there's also the fact he can keep going and go over to the east side of Death Mountain, so there's a lot he can do here now.
It looks like Recidador is of similar mind as Killer App right now. But Recidador does not have the mirror, so nope, he's popping out of there.
Yeah, Myers more likely for him because he has the big key. And as you saw on Killer Outside, it is Ether to enter Misery Mire, so... I am rusty on my DKC, but this song's above, and I don't remember where it's from.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Didn't hurt. Anyway, heading up to Moldorm now.
Let's see. Okay, yes, Recidador is going to go into Mire. He'll find his mirror there, and we'll see what decisions he makes after that. Meanwhile, the Troll Dorm extraordinaire up here.
Yeah. And Recidador with the big key could potentially get the third item out of here. We saw one item already with a heart piece. Oh, that unfortunately I think means that there is something in the basement here for Killer App.
I believe that's correct, yes. Because there was an item in the cage, and then a big 20 in the big key chest, and I think, yes, there's only an item left downstairs. We're probably gonna get a coffee break here from Killer App.
And while we do have a moment here, while we have Killer App stuck here with the tiles, and we have Recidador double checking what Killer App's done. Quick shout out to our tracker, Say Ryu X, for keeping those items up to date. For us keeping us honest up in the move. And if you like what you've seen thus far, make sure to give our runners a follow here.
Absolutely. They are putting in hard work for your entertainment, and they deserve your eyeballs.
All right, there's the Mickey Ice Palace now for Recidador.
So let's see if Hera Basement bears fruit today. It does not. Man, arrows have been like all over the place today.
Yeah, but then again, they're like what? There's like 10 of them in the pool. $50 rupees to that floating island and down. What?
Probably
Oh, he's
go
just
with
going
Turtle
straight.
Rock.
Okay. I was wondering why we didn't do Spiral Cave and then went from the bottom up, but I guess this works too.
I mean, it's not like he needs to know which medallion is Turtle Rock, even though it is Bombos.
And with the mirror, Crusader's gonna nope out. I don't think either runner found the third item, did they?
No.
Oh, but I don't think Killer App did this, going into desert here.
There's no big key. You can't complete it, but you can do this whole front portion.
Well, key, so there's potentially can get 2 items here. Or all 3 if it's the third's on the torch. That being in the worst position.
Yep. Oh, the hook shot.
Huge find there from Recidador. That logically
Absolutely.
puts Swamp Palace in a full clearable state outside of the big chest. And second item is only 3 bombs here, so Big Key's locking the third item here in Desert Palace.
Okay, now Killer
going
App.
back.
Yeah, now Killer App's gonna go do Spiral Cave. What?
It looks like Crusader's going to be doing checkerboard.
Yeah, gotta be.
Second row of hope now for Killer App.
Yep, 11 hearts. Think he'll be all right.
And yeah, this seems like it's a nice palace play.
It seems like the right answer.
No. Magic Cave and Paradox. I believe this is a Swamp Palace actually from Recidador. Makes sense. There's 7 items in there.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, you're going to be able to miss 1.
And in Paradox Cave, we got a lot of love so far. We got a big key to Pod, and that's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane.
All right.
Maria in Paradox Cave.
All right, so that's the case of Mario. So the only major items that are MIA right now are the rods, which is kind of not a good thing to see here. We need at least the fire rod for the seed.
Right.
Because Skullwoods is one of the 5/6. And Turtle Rock is one of the pendants. So we need the fire rod
Yes.
in order for the goal to be met. Other than that, we may not need the ice rod. We definitely need the Cane of Samaria. And of course, we're missing still a fair amount of big keys as well. A couple of which are not mandatory. Or
And speaking
optional,
of Turtle
rather.
Rock, here goes Killer App.
Going to dive without the big key or the small, or having the fire rod to ensure that he has a small key here. This is bold, but I will point something out. It is entirely possible there's a small key here. But there is not. Okay, he's locked out. He's just going to go.
Yep.
And here's one of our newest tricks.
Good old Specky clip. Yep. Trick that's so easy, even I got it on the first try.
Yeah, it's a little easy. Although I will say that I tried to do it just from memory and I failed it a couple times.
I said I got it the first time. I didn't say I got it the second time.
Fair enough. Alright, this will be desert now for Killer App. Question in chat is this, can we have fire and ice run on Pofi on Laser Bridge? Theoretically, yes, but the key logic has to be very exact in order for the fire rod to be on Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
Like, you need small key in the compass chest, which we got a heart container for. The chain chomps, the next chest in the logic, has to also be a small key. And then, if we didn't have the vanilla big key, if we didn't have big key shoveled, the big key had to be in its vanilla position.
Right.
And only then would we have a chance to go to the second half of the dungeon to then potentially get a fire rod on Laser Bridge.
Alright, Killer App finding his hook shot. See where he decides to go now.
Left side swamp, meanwhile. Yeah, this is Eastern Palace. He's put this off way too long. He needs to go here.
Well, yeah, and pod, though. Remember, he does have the pod big key.
Yeah, he can do both at this point, so there's no reason not to do both.
Exactly.
And he can turn the green pendant on top of that, so he is going to be able to full clear this area.
Yep. Alright, Killer App, got to turn in that green pendant. Let's see what that has for us today. Fire rod, come on. Nope. Just some explosions.
The 10 back even. And Killer App leaving a little too quickly there. Had still an iframe, so he didn't get the monkey.
Oh, Kiki the Extortionist.
And no key to Samaria, so, not doing the diver down here for Recidador. Gotta get, instead, the big key to Turtle Rock!
Oh, wow.
Now, that big key may not be in play, as a reminder. We did find out that we are fire rod locked in Turtle Rock. So it could be more of a scenario of us finding the fire rods and then just doing a dungeon other than Turtle Rock. But if we find the fire and the ice rods, there's one of our goals right there met. We will have Pedestal. And actually, with the fire rod, we... We need the ice rod for the PED's 5-6 go mode.
Yep.
But
we still
the
need
other...
we still need a desert big key.
Well, do
Maybe.
we?
No, because we got the big key. Well, we don't need the big key for ice.
We could do...
We got the big key for fire. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we could do Pod, Swamp, Thieves Town, and then the 5-6, and then that's our goal as well. So...
Yeah, fire rod from go.
Yeah, fire rod from go mode, as far as we're concerned up here in the booth.
Yeah. Should have listened to chat.
Yeah, Ice Run's not going to be a factor at all. Now, it should be pointed out here that because Skullwoods is a singular crystal and T-Rock is a pendant, there is potentially a logic route in place in which we have to go to GT for our Fire Rod. But I'm not 100% certain it is possible yet. We'd have to do Mire, Ice, These Town, Swamp... No, that's actually perfectly reasonable to do. All those dungeons.
This is making my head hurt.
Yeah, we don't have to do Skullwoods, we don't have to do Desert Palace for entering the GT. So it is entirely possible that we need to go to GT for our Fire Rod. First look at Ice Palace though here, and we got the Strawberry Ice Palace too. Very nice. Alright, Helmets are king.
We're going into Pen Gator room here in Ice.
Alright, Helmets are king down. Map to the dungeon here meanwhile for Recidador. The shovel.
Fetch! Oh. Recidador missing and again missing the bomb, Chuck.
Yeah, just too far over to the right both times there. Gets it the third time, though.
Yeah, I gotta pick up the bombs that those Stalfos dropped. Meanwhile, Killer App gonna head into Dark Maze and Pod Basement.
Yeah, Recidador has been over here, so we didn't see anything of importance. Although we didn't have the big key at the time, so maybe the Fire Rod's in there. We have a question in the chat regarding the Ganon hunt. Finding 2 Triforce pieces. Yes, that is what we gotta do. The catch is those 2 Triforce pieces of 3 are on specific locations. Pedestal, the 5 turn in at Pyramid Fairy, and then somewhere in the GT basement, replacing the Ganon Tower big key. So they need to get 2 of those 3 Triforce pieces, and then the pyramid's already open from the start, so they can just go and fight Ganon. And they need to fight Ganon in this mode. You can't instantly win in this variant of Triforce Hunt. It's been out for a little while. It's not our newest mode, but it's the newest one that we're showing from in this season of the league. There it is!
There's the Fire Rod!
That's Gobo for Killer App. But he has to do Eastern. He has to do Eastern. In he goes. Yeah, once he finishes his dungeon and he gets the big key to Misery Mire, that's game.
Yep.
Because at that point, he's got to do Skullwoods, he's got to do Misery Mire, and just go to Ice Palace, and he's done.
Yep, and he has the cane, so he can Icebreaker through it. And there's the book in Ice Palace.
Ice Palace or Swamp Baluster? You're right. Probably Swamp Palace will be faster. And Killer App is not in go mode just yet on his side. He does need to get this big key because no matter what, he needs to get through this dungeon. This is a pendant dungeon, but he needs the Meyer big key. And we know he's on the hunt for it. He's going right towards it.
Yeah, he knows he needs one more crystal dungeon big key, so.
Yeah, he needs that. He doesn't know where the Turtle Rock big key is, so he knows he has the crystal standard GT, but he just doesn't know where the 5-6 is.
Recitator missing the hook clip there, but gets the second time, finds a piece of art. He's gonna head down and take care of Cold Stare. And as long as Killer App goes and kills the Armos Knights here, he's in the driver's seat, I think.
But we did find our ice rod, meanwhile, inside Ice Palace here. I must have missed what chest that was in. Looks like it was the iced tea room.
Yeah.
So we collectively know where every major item is that we need other than the silver arrows. But again, we'll tell us where those are. Alright, another crystal to ice, but... Oh, man. Where was the big key to pod, actually, now that I think about it? I don't remember.
Gosh, I don't either.
Well, wherever it is, Presidio needs to head there now.
That's right, yeah. Siri, our tracker in the chat, I think is absolutely correct. I think it was Paradox Cave.
This looks like Paradox Cave from here, so Presidio is going to get it, but unfortunately, Killer App finds the big key he needs, and yeah, he's just going to save orb. He's not even going to get the prize.
Well, he knows.
He knows pendants are not the option here. He's going for crystals.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not wasting time on a like a 20-second cutscene.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in full throttle.
It's looking pretty good for Killer App right now, and full disclosure, I might be a little bit biased, but Killer App's a friend of mine.
Alright, so into Meyer here. This will be crystal number 3 for Killer App. Then he has to go to Skullwoods and then either Swamp Palace or Ice Palace. Swamp would obviously be the faster of the two plays.
Yeah.
And then he can do one of two things. He can either grab the 5-6 bomb and get the Triforce piece now, or get it after the fact. It's probably faster to get it immediately after finishing Swamp Palace. Man, I will say this much. It was not really looking good for Killer App here because he had a double dip couple dungeons because he didn't have big keys, but he just got really, really lucky here.
And as my late father used to say, I'd rather be lucky than good any day. But that's, I mean, that's rando, and especially in a seed where You know, as you talked about earlier, the design of the mode requires you to make a lot of hard routing choices, plus early nits, plus just the way that the items were laid out in this particular seed, just giving you so many options at once. Sometimes luck is what you need.
An interesting choice here. She opted to do spins instead of the traditional dashes. Gets it through, though.
It looks like Recitator, you know, he's opening Turtle Rock. Let's see if he dips.
Probably just opening just in case.
Now we will see what else is in Hookshot Cave, because when Killer App went here, he did not have the hookshot, so there's anything interesting here. Big heart, a little heart.
Enough for a refill, though.
Yeah, and bombs.
And yep, sure enough, this is going to be Skull Woods, probably into Swamp Palace, and then Super Bomb, and then GT.
It's going to be straight to the Moth here for Killer App. There will be no more opening of chests. Killer App has Butter Sword, Blue Mail. I don't think he cares what the rest of the chests have.
Yeah, even as a blue potion stock, I believe.
Yeah, he went and bought 2 earlier. But
so yeah,
just...
he's fully committed to doing a silverless fight at this point.
Yeah, and he forgot that he had already picked up that small key earlier.
Yeah, he's in full autopilot mode, and I don't blame him.
No, I don't either. Killer opting not to use magic there and just fire rod when you got half magic, why not? Because how long I've been around Rando, I remember initially there was you would not be able to kill the Moth with Butter Sword because of the coding in the original game.
Yeah, thankfully we fixed it for this one. So, looking back at the first game here of the season, it looks like if Killer App does take this victory, and it looks like he will, this will actually be a trade here in Week 5 between the two teams. Each team will take a win apiece. So yeah, that's going to be definitely interesting here. But we'll see how things go here. There's still a little bit more race to go. And it looks like it is going to be Ice Palace being chosen.
Yeah, it might come out as a wash when you consider that, you know, you have to open the dam to get into Swamp.
True.
And especially when he can Icebreaker and just go straight to the boss.
And Enderak, a teammate of Killer App, has given us information that this will be a match for win total here for Season 5.
That's good. It looks like Recitator over here going to head back into pod and find that fire rod that he is missing right now.
Yeah, but is it too little too late? I definitely...
I think so.
Maybe not. He still has to do... This will be his... Oh. It might be, actually. It might be. Because looking at what Recidador has done here, his logical play here is to do Turtle Rock, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be able to do the Turtle Rock, get the ped pull set up, and then do it. He doesn't have either of the 5-6 done.
Right.
And this will be his 5th crystal. So Turtle Rock is not a short dungeon.
Not at all.
So I think it's set in stone. I don't want to really say that, but it might be as well be. Very nice corralling there from Killer App. Well done.
Very well done. And that is 5 crystals for Killer App. And he's going to be going straight to Pyramid Fairy to get that first Triforce piece. And then he'll be heading up the mountain.
He might be heading up the mountain right now instead.
That's fair. That's fair, yeah.
All right, so folks, we don't normally have a GT key guessing game we have to play here, but we do have the Triforce piece shuffled in the basement instead. Let's have a bit of fun.
Yeah, 13.
Give us a number in chat. Tell us where you think that Triforce piece is, because it's completely random in the GT basin. I don't even know where it is. Based on this scene, I'm gonna say it's probably an 11.
Of course, chat has to say tile room. Obligatory.
What do you think it's gonna be?
13. That's what I always guess.
13. So that would probably put us, given traditional rounding, that would probably be random room for the both of us then.
Correct.
So you're hoping for it to be a little bit later. I'm hoping for it to be a little bit sooner. So we'll find out. Meanwhile, guessing chess 24. Alright. Hellraiser King is down. I didn't see if Sutter got the fire. He did not.
He'll do what Killer App did and run back to the big chest. At least we hope.
Oh, this might. Oh no. I'm thinking of something else, and this might be bad. Okay, going back in. Thank goodness.
He's going back in.
He could have thought that the fire rod could have been in GT, and that would have been a density play. But we know it's not the right one. It wouldn't be a bad play if we didn't already know where the fire rod was.
Right.
Alright, so the chest, the torch didn't have it. Number 2, 50 rupees. Number 3, small key. Number 4, there it is!
Oh! Alright.
And there were a couple that said 4 in the chat.
Yeah, Ike TV and Albicitus, if I mispronounced that name, I apologize, but you guys win
Something. We'll figure it out later. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's Gobo for Recidador, and he probably is not feeling too great. Let's see where he goes. Up the mountain? No.
He's gonna go to Skull, I would assume.
Yeah. This is surprising me. He's gonna do 2 dungeons instead of 1. It's probably because those two turns are collectively faster than doing Turtle Rock, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think no matter how you slice it, considering he's got the Super Bomb in hand and Ganon's Pyramid Hole is open, Killer App's race to lose here.
Yeah. You know, when you're doing commentary, you want to sometimes try and keep the hype alive, but there are times when, well, it'd stretch credulity to do so.
And a full heal on top of that, so he's fully restored.
And it is time for some pork barbecue.
Gold sword in hand, it'll be 6 slashes to finish this fight here. Start the first 2 phases.
Sank. Cease.
And I think Recidor just checked there, and then he saw that he had just 1 pendant left. All right. Into phase 3. Is that the money sprite? I couldn't tell what it was. Ooh, Ganon up playing nice for his 3rd hit. Oh, down-tech damage.
Yeah, Ganon hugs not the best hugs.
And it's the tower where the silvers are.
As was called quite some time ago by, I believe, Adirondack Rick in the chat.
All right. So it'll just be 12 minutes to finish up the fight here, while the lights are on. You may see Ganon raise his hands very briefly when he teleports. It's going to be hard to see because of the frame rates. But that is the silverless window, and they're going to use spin attacks to just consistently hit that window. And there we go.
GG's Killer App.
Yeah, GG's to Killer App for finishing up this race here. And crossed the finish line with a time of 1:15:40. Well done. And as you can see here, Recidor is not moving it much, and that's because he has forfeited from the race. But GG's to him as well. It was just luck. That's pretty much all I can say about it. Yep. And we are now joined by the winner of this race, Killer App. Recidor will be joining us shortly here as well. There he is. GG's to both of you. And yeah, I like I just said, this was really just some really good luck on Killer App's side. Walk us through the seed here.
Well, welcome to this mode. It's literally get lucky. The mode.
Yeah, but, I would like to shout out everybody who's been claiming all week that GT locks progression of one of the goals, and just point out how incredibly wrong you all are.
Yeah, it has the potential to, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, I didn't really think about GT coming into play this seed until what was it? I made I full cleared the overworld, so I had a decision to do Eastern and then into Pod to follow the bow and the lamp, or to dip Meyer, which is basically full clearable minus the boss with the early flute, and that one paid off.
I did that just later because I was like, I've seen so much crap in Pod this week. Why not? Let's just go to Incompletable Pod. It's always got something, right?
Of course it did, but it was locked by the other player.
Yeah, so early on in the seed, Killer App, you dipped Thieves Town and Misery Mire without having the big keys, and looked like you were at that point a little behind Recitator there. But when you went up to the mountain and found the big key to pod before he did, that was really the turning point in the race, and that allowed you to get the fire rod early and put yourself into go mode.
That mirror locked about half the seed, or half the go mode items, I think.
Yeah, getting down to fire rod and realizing it blocked pretty much every goal. And if you could have seen the wheels in my head turning when I got fire rod, trying to figure out which goal sucked the least. And I had to get another crystal anyway. So it's like, if I'm going to have to do one of the pyramid fairy crystals anyway, why am I going to do Turn Rock? It's so slow. So that's what I was going for, or what prompted that.
But,
still an interesting mode, but yeah, this was an interesting scene to demonstrate what it can do.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we had been talking about. That the way that this particular mode is organized, there are so many possible branching paths, so many options, and then you add early mitts into the mix, and oh my god.
Yeah, it's just this mode is just really hard in general, but you guys seem to have routed it quite well. That's still a pretty great time, all things considered.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to route if you have boots, mitts, hammer early, and flute. So you can pretty much clear things as you go. The only thing was missing was mirror hook shot. Do Death Mountain.
Well, as it stands right now, Bombswood, you are now 5-5, tied with Team Fluff Around and 5 coming out here of week 5, going into our week 6, which we will talk about in a little bit. Looking pretty good here. Probably not. It's still up in the air whether or not you guys are going to advance to the playoffs or not, but at least I think it's safe to say you guys will not be relegated either. So.
Yeah, that's my teammates that they said before the race if we won, we tied their last season's record, which was the ultimate goal at least. So now 2 weeks to better that feels good.
Yeah, your teammate Adirondack Rick was in the chat saying the same thing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And Terranigma is the great game. You are now 4-6 in the league. Not great, but you're still in a decent spot. You're gonna have to do a lot of work though just to get out there. I can't imagine you'd probably be in playoff contention anymore, but you're still gonna be having a good time, I would assume.
Yeah, I think we take care of our biggest problem, which was trying to avoid being relegated last week. So, we just here to have fun. Otherwise.
That's right, and let's look ahead now to next week's races for you both, which is going to be 100% location cross keys. These Bomb Squad, you'll be fighting 2 Infinity Pagog. Terranigma, you'll be fighting Beats from the East. These two teams, of course, are currently sitting at 1st and 3rd, respectively, in the league. Beats from the East currently the top contender. So that's going to be definitely something to look forward to. Good for you, Terranigma. That's gonna hopefully take some points away from the top spot.
Yes, from your lips to the scoreboard. But cross keys is my favorite mode, so yeah.
Yeah, and
I'll be playing, and Delane will be playing.
Nice.
Don't know who exactly yet, but
I like playing cross keys. I'm not good at racing it, so I'm leaving it up to my 2 teammates.
Sounds like fun. And like I said, you will be fighting 2 Infinity Pagog, who is currently sitting in 3rd place as far as that leaderboard is concerned for your division, the Lost Woods division. Either team is looking forward to the cross keys mode with it being 100% locations, which most of our races have been 100% inventory this season, so this is going to be a little bit different.
I don't think it changes enough to worry about.
Yeah, from the seeds I've played it, it seems seems about the same as regular cross keys.
Most of cross keys comes from the the travel and connectors more than the keys. So, or the locations.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attentiveness here. Great race here. Great showcase of a new mode here. And lots more racing to look forward to here in Link to the Past League 2023. I have been Phantom Ryu, and I will give the runners and my my co-commentator here, Wolflink, the final thought. But before I do, shout-outs to our runners. Please give them a follow here on Twitch. And shout-outs, as always, to our tracker, SiriUX, for making sure that A, the chat knows what's going on, and B, keeping us, the commentator, straight with accurate tracking of what's going on in the race. So thank you, everybody. I am out of here. Bye for now, and last word to everybody else.
Well, first things first, I do want to mention our other matches here for the league tonight here. Here, coming up, happening right now on SpeedGaming 2. Currently in progress, we have Maniacal versus Broken, then Bottles and Empathy, Intervening Vigot, the other two, and I believe I just mentioned that those two teams are going to be these two teams' opponents next week. Coming up happening as well on SpeedGaming 5, we have the Salt Miners versus Oops All Foxes, Gannis Gogwald and Chloe Prower happening. And also, just started not even 10 minutes ago on SpeedGaming 6, your mom's favorite random team versus Saha's Kid, Beer Age, and Talon116 going at it there. And that's our invitational side. As far as our open league matches go, we do not have anything currently available. But keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on the ALTTPR League and its subsidiary channels so you don't miss those races. And of course, don't forget to follow SpeedGaming at SpeedGaming 2-6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the Link to the Past Randomizer League. Killer App 23, Residor, GGC once again in for a fantastic race here. What are your final thoughts?
I'm just GG Resi, and good luck the rest of your team the last 2 weeks, and hope everyone's enjoyed it. I know we've had a good, fun year so far, and hope it finishes that way.
GG, it's been decent. And it sounds like our whole division is playing tonight, so I guess we'll have to catch another race. But yeah, thanks for the broadcast columns, tracker. GG again.
Yes, make sure to once again follow our tracker, SaveRuX, my co-commentator, Fan Ryu, and you can drop me a follow as well. But from all of us here at Link to Past Randomizer League, I have been Wolflink0370, and we shall see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.